This essentially is part two of the George Washington vision or prophecy, however you want to interpret that. Uh, I'll begin at the last paragraph that I had to stop at. At this, the dark, shadowy angel turned his face southward, and from Africa I saw an ill-omened spectre approach our land. It flitted slowly. It flitted slowly over every town and city. The inhabitants presently set themselves in battle array against each other. As I continued looking, I saw a bright angel on whose brow rested a crown of light, one which was traced the word Union, bearing the American flag, which he placed between the divided nation, and said, "Remember ye are brethren." Instantly the inhabitants, casting from them their weapons, became friends once more and united around the national standard. It's very interesting that this statement, "Remember you are brethren," I don't know if you people have had history, but that was supposed to be the statement that came from Lincoln regarding the Civil War and the end of it and all that stuff, which probably to this day the people in the South are still pissed because they lost their black slaves. And again I heard the voice saying, "Son of the Republic, look and learn." At this, the dark, shadowy angel placed a trumpet to his mouth and blew three distinct blasts. And taking water from the ocean, he sprinkled it upon Europe, Asia, and Africa. Then my eyes beheld a fearful scene. From each of these countries rose thick black clouds that were joined into one, and throughout this mass there gleamed a dark red light, by which I saw hordes of armed men who, moving with the cloud, marched by land and sailed by sea to America, which country was enveloped in the volume of the cloud. And I dimly saw that these vast armies devastate the whole country and burn the villages, towns, and cities that I beheld were springing up. As my ears listened to the thundering of the cannon, clashing of swords, and the shouts and cries of millions in mortal combat, I heard again the mysterious voice saying, "Son of the Republic, look and learn." When the voice had ceased, the dark, shadowy angel placed his trumpet once more to his mouth and blew a long and fearful blast. Instantly a light as of 1,000 suns shone down from me and pierced and broke into fragments the dark cloud which enveloped America. At the same time, the angel upon whose head still shone the word Union, and who bore our national flag in one hand and a sword in the other, descended from the heavens, attended by legions of white spirits. I hope maybe they were mighty white or very white. A little joke there. These immediately joined the inhabitants of America. Also I perceived were well nigh overcome, but who immediately taking courage again, closed up their broken ranks and renewed the battle. Again, amid the fearful noise of the conflict, I heard the mysterious voice saying, "Son of the Republic, look and learn." As the voice ceased, the shadowy angel for the last time dipped water from the ocean and sprinkled it upon America. Instantly the dark cloud rolled back, together with the armies it had brought, leaving the inhabitants of the land victorious. Then once more I beheld the villages, towns, and cities springing up where I had seen them before, while the bright angel, planting the azure standard he had brought in the midst of them, cried with a loud voice, "While the stars remain and the heavens send down dew upon the earth, so long shall the Union last." And taking from his brow the crown on which was blazoned the word Union, he placed it upon the standard, while the people, kneeling down, said, "Amen." The writing of this is very choppy. It's very hard to read very fluidly. Anyway, the scene instantly began to fade and dissolve, and as I saw nothing but the rising, curling vapor I at first beheld, this also disappearing, I found myself once more gazing upon the mysterious visitor who, in the same voice I had heard before, said, "Son of the Republic, what you have seen is thus interpreted. Three great perils will come upon the Republic. The most fearful is the third, passing which the whole world united shall not prevail against her. Let every child of the Republic learn to live for his God, his land, and the Union." With these words, the vision vanished, and I started from my seat and felt that I had seen a vision wherein had been shown the birth, progress, and destiny of the United States. Such, my friends, concluded the venerable narrator, were the words I heard from General Washington's own lips, and America will do well to profit by them. My closing remarks here is that there's nothing, there's no supporting documents from way back or whatever that would indicate that Washington ever made such a prophecy. And I don't know what you people know about these kind of people back then, but for all intents and purposes, Washington was a blubbering idiot when it came to reading and writing. It was only through his correspondence overseas with the English and the French did he develop elegance in his later years. That doesn't mean he's, was necessarily a bad general. He just wasn't as articulate as this thing is laid out to be. And of course, then here's a guy that's some sort of soldier that worked with him. He's probably still remained completely illiterate. Recants his story to somebody who listens and wants to, grandstand for the United States. We're such a great country. We're a great Christian nation on that. Yeah, Christian nation, all right. Yeah, the only thing that became the only Christianity that ever came to the United States was supposedly the mysterious event at Plymouth Rock, which by the way is off by 200 miles. It landed somewhere else. There is no Plymouth Rock. There is no rock at Plymouth Rock. You can look this up on the internet. The George Washington prophecy, and it's of interest to you. You can read it and so on. But I used to believe it for a long time, but I decided that the language and the sequences of events, the almost perfect timing for it to show up in 1859, just seems a little hokey to me. But you be the judge.